Hello everyone. I'm going to go over project 2 for CS424 data visualization course. This project looks at the power generation within the US over the course of several years, but we are specifically going to be looking at data from the years 2000, 2010, and 2018. This application was developed so that users can locate different power plants in different states as well as get an idea about US as a whole. My website gives you a little introduction about this project, as you can see, and then there are links to the application as well as some important information about what I did with the data and how it was used in this application. I've also gone over some trends that I noticed myself, and you can read those as well at the end of this page over here. So I'm going to go over to my application now. So the first tab in the application lets us look at the Illinois energy plants. I clustered the plants so that we can get an idea about the number very quickly by just looking at this map here. You're able to zoom in and zoom out by using your mouse, but you can also use these buttons on the side, and you can also reset the map if you want to do that. There's a legend on the side that lets you see what the color represents, what kind of data source. And then you're also able to change the map type. Right now it's the default, and if I do topo, it gives you a different kind of information about the landscape. The same thing with tone or light. I think this makes it a lot more easier to just see the state lines and really see which plants may be near which cities. If you click on the buttons, you get some information about the energy generation and what type of source is at that particular plant. The second tab over here lets us do a state-by-state comparison of the energy sources. So in this case, we have the Illinois and the year 2000. We can also compare it to Illinois in the year 2018. And at first glance, you can see that if I zoom out, we can see that the number of plants has increased a lot over the years. We can also maybe make some comparison between different states. So I can, for instance, change this to Alabama in 2018. The map automatically resets to that particular state. So for instance, if we do Florida over here, it zooms in to that particular state and gives you a nice look at the number of plants and in which regions they may be. So clicking on the clusters expands our view, and you can click on the power plant and get some information about the amount of renewable and non-renewable energy that might be at that particular plant. The third tab over here lets us look at the US as a whole. It provides some of the same features as the other maps. You can filter by the year again. So we can look at 2000, 2010. We can zoom in. We can pan. One thing that is new in this map is the size of the circle determines how large this plant is, the total generation amount of that plant. We can also use the slider over here to filter out certain plants within certain generation range. And then we can move on to the last tab over here, which provides us a comparison over the US. This map lets us look at the plants that were added in 2010 compared to 2000, as well as plants that might have been idle.